Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about three very scary yet true horror stories. In the seemingly idyllic setting of a suburban neighborhood, nestled within the embrace of dense woods, the story unfolds with four adventurous 13-year-olds, the protagonist, Mark, James, and Matt. Their mischievous endeavors included a particular favorite, Ding Dong Ditch, a game that promised excitement and laughter. They were all neighbors sharing the same block, and the woods that surrounded their homes added an extra layer of intrigue to their escapades. The group kicked off their adventures with Mark and James taking on the daring role of doorbell ringers, while Matt and the protagonist assumed the strategic positions of hiding. The excitement and thrills of their escapades, taking place under the shadowy canopy of trees, were something they cherished. On any given Saturday night, you could find them sneaking through the darkened streets attempting to outsmart unsuspecting homeowners. In the beginning, the reactions from the homeowners were nothing out of the ordinary. Most would step outside, bewildered or irritated, and perhaps let loose a string of reprimands before retreating back into the safety of their homes. A few might even grumble about calling the police, but none ever followed through on the threat. However, on one rainy Saturday, their adventurous streak took an eerie twist, and it was a series of fateful events that forever etched a nightmarish experience into their memories. It all started when they decided to venture beyond their usual territory to a neighboring block. The first house they came across on this unfamiliar street was starkly different from their own abode. It appeared abandoned and neglected, the yard overgrown with tall grass, and an old, worn-out car, covered by a tattered sheet, parked in the driveway. Something about the house exuded an unsettling aura. Mark, perhaps influenced by their prior successes, strode up to the front door, determined to give it a try. Little did he know that this would be a departure from their usual lighthearted pranks. As he rang the doorbell, the atmosphere took a turn for the worse. The door swung open, and an imposing figure appeared, a hulking man, about 6 feet tall, with a sturdy build. Unlike their previous targets, he was not just irate, he was enraged. His towering presence and ferocity caused Mark's bravado to falter. The man stormed out of the house, unleashing a barrage of threats, turning the yard into a temporary war zone. Meanwhile, the other friends tried to stifle their laughter, watching Mark scramble to escape the escalating confrontation. After a few minutes, the irate homeowner returned indoors, much to their relief. Mark seized the opportunity and decided to risk another bell ring. This time, he made a dash for the nearest hiding spot, fearing the consequences. The man emerged again, only this time, he brandished a rifle in his grip. A wave of anxiety washed over the friends who were now grappling with fear and uncertainty. As the man methodically checked every potential hiding place, they watched in a mix of trepidation and fascination. Their impulsive pranks had taken a frightening turn. All of a sudden, the man stopped, seemingly locking eyes with their concealed group. Chills ran down their spines as they remained motionless, paralyzed by the man's predatory stare. Was he aware of their presence? Fear held them in place as the man finally retreated into the house, leaving them in agonizing suspense. Mark, on the other hand, had his own ordeal to endure. He knew the clock was ticking, and as he approached the house once more, anxiety gnawed at him. As he rang the doorbell, his friends were tense, knowing that the consequences of this action could be dire. The homeowner emerged again, this time more agitated than before. However, before he could react, Mark heard his friends' cries from across the street. Startled, he ran back toward them, away from the menacing figure wielding a rifle. As they retreated, they kept a watchful eye on their pursuer, the distance between them growing. Eventually, they managed to put several blocks between them and the enraged homeowner, who had become a menacing presence in their young lives. The story concludes with the friends opting not to report the terrifying encounter to the authorities, as the sheer fear of that night lingered as a stark memory. They did, however, make a silent pact to steer clear of that particular house and its formidable inhabitant, choosing to cherish their youthful adventures and the lessons they had learned along the way. This cautionary tale reminds us that the allure of mischief and adventure can quickly morph into a heart-pounding encounter. serving as a vivid reminder to tread carefully and be vigilant in the face of the unknown. When I was 20 years old, I embarked on a brief but unsettling journey as a maid for a peculiar old lady named Mel. She resided in a sizable yet antiquated house on a 2-acre property nestled in the midst of sprawling woods. The initial impression was that the house and its surroundings held the potential for beauty and charm. However, appearances can be deceiving, and my short-lived stay at Mel's house would soon reveal the unsettling secrets lurking within. The house itself had an eerie ambiance, an aged wooden structure with dimly lit interiors. Mel had a penchant for keeping the blinds shut, even during the day, casting the house into perpetual shadows. Some rooms were illuminated solely by the flickering glow of candles, adding to the archaic atmosphere. My responsibilities as Mel's maid were largely centered around physical tasks she could no longer manage on her own. These included sweeping, dusting, cleaning dishes, doing laundry, sorting mail, and other miscellaneous chores. However, the ominous undertones of the house began to manifest in unusual ways. Mel's peculiarities extended beyond the aesthetics of her home. On one occasion, she requested that I sleep over for a night or two. Despite the house boasting 4 bedrooms, Mel lived alone, rendering it an inexplicable request. I reluctantly agreed, a decision that would soon haunt my memories. My eerie encounter unfolded over a Friday and stretched into the following Saturday. Upon my arrival, I barely exchanged words with Mel. Dropping my backpack, I noticed the room I was to sleep in. However, what should have been a simple stay quickly transformed into a baffling and unnerving experience. The evening's demands were rather innocuous initially, with Mel instructing me to clean the bedroom and straighten up the entire house. After issuing these orders, she retreated to an upper floor, leaving me to my tasks. Over the course of the day, I would intermittently hear her footsteps above, her activities shrouded in mystery, as no televisions graced her home. Night descended upon the house like a heavy, ominous curtain. With no smartphones in that era, the passage of time remained a mystery. I climbed into bed, which proved to be an uncomfortable nightmare, and my restlessness kept me awake. Hours seemed to pass before I began to hear unsettling noises. Outside my room, on the aging, creaky floors, footsteps emerged. The methodical pacing left little room for doubt. Mel was moving about the house. It was a sound I could have easily dismissed, attributing it to the old lady's nocturnal bathroom visits. But then the footsteps halted directly outside my door. Alarmed, I listened intently, straining to decipher her intentions. It felt as if her presence had darkened the threshold of my room, and the intensity of the moment unnerved me. The doorknob slowly turned, and a sense of dread gripped me. Feigning sleep, I lay still, the rhythmic pulse of anxiety coursing through me. Mel's footsteps led her to the room's entrance, and for an agonizing moment she lingered. She finally withdrew and disappeared into the night. Inexplicably disturbed by this encounter, I remained frozen in my bed, contemplating the bizarre behavior of my elderly host. Was she experiencing some form of nocturnal wandering? Or did her actions harbor a more sinister motive? It was during this period of reflection that a chilling series of events unfolded. My determination to confront the unsettling mysteries of the house propelled me downstairs, a perilous journey that had me peering into the abyss of the basement. As I descended the creaking staircase, my unease grew. What lay beneath seemed like an endless abyss of obscurity, enhanced by the dim light that flickered hesitantly in the corner of the basement. My gaze met an image I wished I could forget. 2 decaying, lifeless figures, adorned with wigs, seated on old wooden chairs. The gruesome sight was unsettling, to say the least, and I struggled to process the macabre scene before me. 2 male corpses, in a state of advanced decomposition, stared back with hollow ease. Both wore wigs, with the larger figure sporting a beret. The horrors of this sight sent shivers down my spine, and I resisted the urge to reach. The inexplicable basement revelation propelled me into action. I ventured further into the basement, needing to confirm the authenticity of the gruesome tableau before me. The truth was undeniable. These lifeless forms were real, but their presence, their purpose, remained shrouded in mystery. However, my clandestine exploration took a sinister turn when Mel's chilling footsteps resounded from the upper floor. With the urgency of a prey attempting to escape its predator, I sprinted for the basement door, turning on the lights and fleeing toward the sanctuary of the first floor. The haunting memories of the footsteps that pursued me remain etched in my mind. I could feel her whispering my name from the top of the basement stairs, the words a chilling promise of malevolent intent. As I escaped from the house, the torment of that night accompanied me, casting a dark shadow on my memories. One unanswerable question lingered. What compelled Mel to maintain such a disturbing secret, hidden in the depths of her home? The inexplicable presence of those corpses haunted me, serving as a testament to the sinister mysteries that can be hidden behind closed doors. My departure from that nightmarish house was swift, and I never disclosed any personal information to Mel. Thankfully, her inability to contact me further ensured my escape from that haunting experience. Yet the memory of that night would forever serve as a chilling reminder of the enigmatic darkness that can lurk behind even the most unassuming facades. On a day marked by gloomy skies and persistent rain, an eerie sequence of events began to unfold within a seemingly ordinary house. It was a day that would blur the lines between the mundane and the paranormal, leaving an indelible mark on the narrator's memory. As the rain outside provided a convenient excuse to stay indoors, the narrator's day commenced with a quiet sense of normalcy. Engrossed in television, they remained unaware of the peculiar occurrences that were soon to transpire. The first unsettling event took the form of an unexplained noise, a scrape against the living room floor. Startled, they rose from their seat, believing it to be the work of an animal that had somehow infiltrated the house. Resuming their seat in front of the TV, the strange occurrences ceased momentarily. The steady drumming of rain against the windows was the only sound that remained. However, a more disconcerting incident awaited in the kitchen. A mysterious noise drew the narrator's attention. Armed with a pillow, they ventured into the dimly lit kitchen, prepared for the unknown. What they discovered was as baffling as it was unsettling. A box of Cheerios lay in the center of the kitchen floor, its contents spilling out like a bizarre display of cereal artistry. The origin of this peculiar incident remained a perplexing enigma. They dismissed it as a mere oddity, although it hinted at a deeper disturbance. While clearing the Cheerios, another strange event unfolded, amplifying their unease. The creaking of weak floorboards, akin to the sound of someone walking across them, emanated from the kitchen table. Startled, the narrator looked up, but no one was present. This oddity served to exacerbate their growing sense of paranoia. Returning to their television program, they attempted to dismiss these odd occurrences. The persistent rain outside lent an eerie backdrop to the unfolding mysteries, and it was not long before the narrative took a darker turn. As night descended, a storm loomed, and the narrator's senses heightened. Amidst the tempestuous weather, they found solace in the rain's rhythmic cadence, the sound serving as an unlikely source of comfort. The storm raged outside, deafening to the outside world, and its resonating thunder served to momentarily quell the disquiet within. However, that elusive tranquility would be fleeting. The events of that rain-soaked night brought an unsettling revelation, a harbinger of the inexplicable. The narrator awoke, disoriented and nauseated, and it became evident that something far more sinister was at play. It was not the TV's incessant drone that had jolted them awake. No, it was the unmistakable thud of an unsettling noise that echoed from below. Fueled by a sense of impending dread, they summoned the courage to investigate. What they would find in the dark recesses of the house would defy explanation. The narrative would be forever marred by a sinister and eerie presence, lurking just beyond their understanding. A mysterious attic shrouded in shadows and dread held secrets of its own. With each thud, their apprehension intensified, culminating in a chilling confrontation that defied all logic. The haunting laughter of a child within the pitch-black attic would serve as the finale, spine-tingling encounter with the inexplicable. As fear welled up within, the narrator fled the house with unparalleled speed, seeking refuge from the malevolent forces that had taken hold. The story's unsettling conclusion would see them retreat from the enigmatic house, their life forever marked by the inexplicable phenomena that had unfolded within its walls. While the world attempted to rationalize their harrowing experience, the narrator remained convinced that they had encountered something beyond the realm of the living. In retrospect, the house would forever remain a haunting enigma, a testament to the boundaries of the paranormal and the capacity of the human spirit to confront the unexplained.